think as somebody who sits here in Silicon Valley, the trends that I find really interesting, I think we're in the very earliest stages of mobile computing, both for how the younger generation uses devices to communicate with each other, how they'll build businesses that communicate with their customers. I also think what we're learning about the human body is nothing short of spectacular. How the brain works, how our body reacts to drugs, how our body reacts to chemicals in the environment, and how it's different on an individual by individual basis. Some of the stuff that the human species is coming up with right now is truly spectacular and very exciting. What that will lead to in terms of businesses, the entrepreneurs will show us.
I'm super excited about what I think are going to be a whole host of next computing platforms. You know, it's the smart house, it's the smart building, it's the smart body. So, I think the next big thing is really sort of these new frontiers of computing technology and seeing how they turn into standardized platforms. It's hard to imagine how those are going to turn out now, but we can clearly see that there are people going after standardizing each of these categories. And, we're going to turn around in 10 years and there will be very clear, operating systems for a house and for a commercial building and for a car that, are hard to imagine today.
I believe one of the next big things that we're going to see is machine-assisted services or products. There's been a lot of talk about artificial intelligence, the benefits as well as the potential dangers of fully automated robots that could make their own decisions. That's a lively and valid debate, but I believe that before we reach this point of highly intelligent robots or fully autonomous robots, be they cars or whatever form they take, we're going to see actually a much wider spread of machine-assisted services, where the machine is not taking over a task entirely, but humans are being assisted by machine, by algorithms, by data to make much better decisions, to perform at a much higher level of productivity.
I'm a busy mom, and so for me, I would say the next big thing is anything that saves time. So whether that be Instacart, for example, or Google Shopping Express. So Google Shopping Express came to my town, and of course I tried it out because it was free. And I remember thinking at some point, this is not going to be free, and they're going to charge me for this service. And I thought, I'm not going to fall for it. And then 6 months down the road, they sent me an email and said, your free account is over and you need to pay, $100 for the year. And I was so addicted to Google Shopping Express that I happily paid the $100 because now I need my toilet paper in 4 hours. I perceive I do, and then all of a sudden it shows up in 4 hours, and I am so delighted by that. So for me, that's what I would say. Everything that saves me time, I'm willing to pay for. And I think that as people see the value, that chances are they might be willing to pay as well.
What we're seeing now, the automobile is now being opened up as like a workplace. So there's been a lot of very large companies being built to go after the home market, to go after the workplace market. But think about how many hours are spent in a car and the opportunity to address consumer issues or problems or opportunities in that car. And that's just a great area that we're seeing a lot of activity because the car is now opened up for a number of companies to offer their product.
The best ideas in terms of changing the world are ones that people don't actually know they want until after they see them, after they see the idea. A simple example is Uber. Who would decide to go build another taxi service? I mean, it just doesn't sound like a smart idea to do. Yet they came up with a completely new model. It's not a tech company, it's a technology-enabled company. But they came up with a completely new model and a way to disrupt an industry that until you saw it, you didn't really think about it. And that's a great idea. So we don't know where the next great idea. I will say this. We live in here in Silicon Valley, I think of it as the Florence of the 21st century, the font of all innovation and change of the world. The underlying technology continues to to give to the community. I see 50 years behind us, and I see at least 50 years in front of us of increasingly capable technology, which entrepreneurs are going to look at and have a vision that no one else has and be able to change the world in ways that we don't yet understand.